are live.
We are live. Hey,
Finally.
What is up? We are a little later in the late. How you guys doing? Great to be here. Oh, this is your cast. Do your intro. You know.
Yeah. Not the intro.
No.
We don't have the laptops. We're actually streaming.
Oh, it's because the shadow.
Yeah.
You know, the further you're away from your green screen, the better. Like if I move up, I'll clear all that. See that?
Oh yeah.
You take out. That's the thing. Anytime you want to take out the blue, you just move away from your green screen. Now it clears. Yeah, see, it takes it out because it's you're creating a shadow. The furthest you can get away from your green screen, they tell you, get away.
Okay.
Welcome to the podcast.
Trying to move the mic.
Oh,
The mic is also
got a 20-pound.
25. This is my kettlebell, man.
No.
It's probably making noise really bad. I can't mute it because the button's messed up. I can mute it here.
Oh,
I don't want it to be all garbly and stuff in people's face. So I think I can mute it here. No. Yeah.
well, why you get that down?
Right.
Let me just start off by saying, guys, liberty, as you guys know, liberty is important. It's an important thing. It is a forever theme around here on this podcast. So, James, if you're watching, a guy named James came by. James, we were talking a little bit earlier this week. This is a worker of mine, and it's just talking about who is going to be the biggest threat, and then other people got in the conversation, who's going to be the bigger threat to our liberties and freedom. And he said, because when I think about voting, I think about who's going to be the biggest threat, and whichever, I know that both candidates are always a threat to liberty. So each year, the way I vote is I listen to their policies and who's going to be the least threat. So he said that's how he picks his voting. Who's going to be the least? He said he expects liberties to be be.
So the problem with that, see, you said he looks at the two. So he's looking at the duopoly, right? Mm-hmm. He's looking at the two choices that he has and picking the one that's going to be the biggest threat to personal liberty.
Yeah,
instead of voting for the Libertarian, which is a vote for personal liberty instead of against the person who's going to take it. See, both the old parties take your personal liberties, whether you like it or not. It's not which one's going to be the biggest threat. They're both a threat.
Yeah.
You know, when you put the biggest on there, right, then you just admitted that they're both a threat.
Yeah, and that's what he said. He said that's how they pick, and two people agreed with him. He said that's how he picked. He said we already know as Americans that both parties are going to take. We already know that we're going to have to surrender some liberties. Both parties are going to take some liberties and stuff from us. So he looked for the least of
the problem with that is in a representative democracy, when you vote, you're saying it's okay. So what they're doing is they're saying it's okay to take those liberties from us, whichever ones you figured was not the worst, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're telling them, hey, that's okay. We don't need those liberties. You know, in the meanwhile, if you were to vote for the Libertarian candidate, which stands up for personal liberty, who's not going to take any of your liberties, then you're sending the message to both the old parties that you want liberty. You are not okay with them taking any of your personal liberties. And that's how a representative democracy is supposed to work. It's not playing. You're not gaming
the best
the
of the worst. That's
not how it's supposed to work. You're not going to game this. Your one vote is not going to game the system.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to game the system. If you want your one vote to make the most impact and the most difference, then you should vote third party, or vote for the person that represents you best. I guess for most people would be the Libertarians, because I think everybody's a Libertarian.
Yeah.
You know who's the first Libertarian?
Oh,
God.
Oh, good answer. Good one. And it's funny, but one of the things is that as more people start voting those third parties and start voting Libertarian,
other parties will adjust.
Yeah, they say, oh shoot, a lot of people are starting to like what they're doing. Let's do
Let's start
that.
doing a little bit more of that liberty thing.
Let's do.
You know, maybe we shouldn't stop
Let's do
taxing
that.
and spending so much. You know?
They are voting in the bill on September. They're voting on the bill on September the 6th. The House. Oh, you're
It's a
right.
special thing.
There's
It's a special thing.
September the 6th. They're voting. I want to talk to you about this. They're voting. I don't know if you've seen this.
It's a Sunday.
It is a Sunday.
They're going to vote on a Sunday.
This is what they said. They're bringing a bill on September the 6th. They're voting on the bill. The House is voting on the bill.
Houses, okay.
The House.
So we got to get through Senate.
Yeah. So the House is voting on the bill to legalize marijuana.
That's not
And, they said they're going to be voting on it and everything.
It'll
It's
get
supposed
to
to
the
be-
House, the Senate. The Senate Republicans will kick it back. And Trump will definitely veto it.
So why? So that's
It's a
the
great idea.
So that's the first thing.
Who
That's with regards
who
to
put it in?
shoot. I just seen the House Senate.
So
I put it.
I got to read it. I didn't hear. How come I didn't hear about that?
Check my Facebook. It's up there.
Somebody tweeted it to me.
K Fox reported it. So I get all their stuff, but it should be my second.
K Fox sent it to me.
They reported it. It's like my second story after the Dvolvy episode. So I think that'd be a good start. So we're talking about liberties, and let's talk about the three people. Speaking of liberty, I don't think the other parties will lean outweigh. If they do, they will lose their power. They would not.
They won't lean that way. They won't lean towards liberty because they'll lose power. You're exactly right.
Lean our way. Okay.
Won't lean our way because they'll lose power. You're right. They'll be looking. They'll be trying to strategize. Well, the Republicans already campaign as libertarians, so not much would change with them. But the Democrats would definitely have to shift perspectives away from socialism. But I mean, you're right though, because if they started voting libertarian in Congress or the Senate, or started putting forth bills and stuff, then you're absolutely right. They'd be giving up power.
So let's be fair to each, because we are trying to see which one is going to be. The title is as far as who's the biggest threat to liberty. Let's do it based on issue. Our first one. Let's see other three candidates. The first one is the bring it up. Just scroll down. The first issue is the legalization, your freedom to do drugs. Because we're talking about liberties, and we want to see what the Democrats, what the Republicans,
that's exactly what they need to do.
So they're gonna. So you see that they want to legalize it.
You have to
And,
understand.
shoot.
I've explained to you before.
But here's.
Did you take a screenshot?
I took
of
a
it?
screenshot. I just remember. We have to go to K Fox. Dang it! I did take a screenshot. I should have posted it. So, what is Biden's stance on marijuana?
He won't legalize.
I don't think he'll legalize.
He already said he won't.
Okay.
He decriminalized marijuana.
I wonder who brung that up. Oh, you gotta go.
That's probably why the Democrats have probably submitted this bill.
Yeah, they submitted it. I'm not doing drugs, Lou said. So Biden would not decriminalize, and he's got.
I'm not doing drugs.
I think
so. You don't take aspirin, you don't take Tylenol, you don't.
You
take
know what?
Vicodin,
I think you're right, because Biden wouldn't.
Biden
because,
already said he won't.
Yeah, because he's got. The Democrats thought that the perfect thing to do to win the presidency during the time of police awareness and brutality is to get a VP who is smart. During this time, you want when defund the police and everything is running rapidly. Let's get my VP is when she but anyway. So, but what does Trump want? The Republicans.
Trump, he won't decriminalize. He already would have. He's had 4 years to do it. He ain't done it. He ain't even said he was going to do it. So, has he even talked about marijuana? Well, they just think that everybody's drug.
They're submitting. They submit it.
So
So they're submitting it.
I'm trying to get to the bill.
Yeah, get to it. So he's trying to.
I hate going through the news.
Yeah. So he's trying to get to a bill. Just for those of you, I see people are coming. Just so you all know where
See
we're.
if it'll take me. Okay, It took me to Congress.gov.
where we're at
HR
right now.
38.
We're trying to go through the different policies to see who's going to be the biggest threat. Now, they are voting on a bill they're voting on a bill to legalize marijuana. Those in the audience right now in the chat, how do you all feel about drugs being legalized? Do you think just some or all? Or I'd like to know what you all think. Traveling man, hey, what's up, Jason? I was just talking about you, my guy. I told all the staff to come on.
So wait a second. Luli said, so those are legal when I said Tylenol, aspirin. So that's what we're saying is if marijuana was legalized, then you would be okay with it. Because then it would be legal.
Okay.
So it's all good, right?
So Jason,
you do them or not, it's about you having a choice.
Work with I work with
Regulate,
I keep saying Jason.
Government's
James,
job is to I don't understand regulation.
Let's see. It's not
Oh,
about
okay, I know what you're saying.
whether you do them. It's not or not. It's about you having a choice. Government job is to
See,
regulate,
they pushed
not
too
control.
far. This bill ain't gonna pass. It could have been a one-sentence bill. Remove cannabis from the controlled substance thing.
So libertarians. So on their first policy, Joe Jorgensen.
So
What is her stance?
these are the other changes that are in this bill, and this
Okay.
is the reason why it won't pass.
Okay, I didn't read the
The
bill,
Democrat from New York submitted it.
Oh, a
and he
Democrat.
submitted-
So the Democrats,
Nope.
guys.
Nope.
Okay.
But they submitted it with every intent of it failing so that the Democrats could try to save face and get all you marijuana lovers to still vote for
So
them.
wait, are you
So
trying
I'm-
to say
let me
they're just
finish,
dangling
let me finish.
weed in front of us for
Yeah,
votes?
basically for votes. Because Biden already came out and said he will not support decriminalizing it, so the Democrats are still trying to save face, particularly this guy from New York. But they have absolutely no intent of this thing passing. It's the same thing with the gun control law that they submit every 2 years or whatever, that has a list of every popular weapon in the United States is being banned. And of course, it's never going to pass for when it's unconstitutional. So now listen to the tags that go along with this decriminalized bill. So decriminalizing marijuana, that could have been a one-sentence bill.
That's
Probably
the criminal.
passed.
What did they
But
put?
here's the rest of it.
Okay.
Replace statutory references of marijuana with cannabis. That's good. Requires
That's
the Bureau of Labor Statistics to regularly publish demographic data on cannabis business owners and employees. Why? Because it costs money.
And they want to keep tabs.
Establishes a trust fund, more money out of your pockets. Establishes the trust fund to support various programs and services for individuals and businesses in communities impacted by the war on drugs. So now we're taking more money from people and redistributing it to other people. Imposes a 5% tax on cannabis products and requires revenues to be deposited into the trust fund. Okay, so they're going to take the trust fund money. They're going to tax cannabis by 5%, and then use that for the trust fund money that they're going to give back to communities that have been impacted by the war on drugs, which is every community has been impacted by the war on drugs in one way or another. So prohibits the denial of federal public benefits to a person on the basis of certain cannabis-related conduct or convictions. That's good. But the Republicans will never go for that. Prohibits the denial of benefits and protections under immigration laws on the basis of a cannabis-related event, conduct, or conviction, and establishes a process to expunge convictions and conduct sentencing review hearings related to federal cannabis offenses. So those are all the little tags. Instead of separating that into a criminal justice reform bill based on the legalization of marijuana and just legalizing it, they're going to group it all together and make it even harder to pass.
They did, and make sure that they get money out of it if it does happen. I do want to go back because we just brushed off of what is. I do want to say something. Traveling man, regulate, not control. When you think about that, is that the government's job to regulate? I always thought it's more to. I'm looking up at choice of government's job is to regulate, not control. You agree with that?
Regulate?
The government's job is to regulate.
Regulate regulate to the extent that it protects people from fraud.
Yeah, because we're talking
That's
about
it. That's the only or a possibility. The only regulation should be maybe by age or parental consent. So age of consent, something like that.
Okay.
You're right. Background doesn't look a lot better.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You just get away from that.
Still blurry though.
It is a bit. It's camera. Okay. So we know the Democrats, as far as your liberty with regards to drugs, Republicans. You want to talk about Joe Jorgensen? Because first tell the people that if you tell them you're the whole. Tell them about your position with Joe, and because he's part of the whole Joe campaign.
Oh, I'm the regional representative for the West Texas for Joe Jorgensen for president, something like that.
Yeah,
I am the West Texas
regional
coordinator.
What is her?
For the Joe Jorgensen.
So what's her stance?
Her stance is she will decriminalize marijuana first, and with the eventuality of decriminalizing all drugs. Decriminalizing them, in other words, it's not a criminal problem, it'll be a medical problem. Like it should have been from the beginning. She'll decriminalize drugs.
All drugs?
And then she will release all non-violent drug offenders from federal prison, because she only has authority over federal.
I like that.
Yeah. So, and she would remove cannabis from the, first day in office. She'd remove cannabis from the Schedule I narcotics.
So me and you had this talk a little bit. I do want to see what the audience think of it a little bit, but when she gets to the point of all drugs, you don't think that would be an issue, a no go for a lot of people?
It might be. It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant how you feel and what other people should be putting in their bodies. Or whether you think the government should enforce your moral beliefs on other people.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Just because you're morally offended by drugs, you think the government should hold a gun to my head and tell me that I'm not allowed to put something in my body?
Interesting.
Should never support a law that you're not willing to kill to enforce.
Chris said that the government's job is to protect our freedom. I think we're getting close.
I think we went way far away from that job. The government.
But wasn't their job? I don't know if that's a good
government's
definition of government's job, though. I don't.
It is. That's basically all our government was supposed to do.
Protect our freedom.
To defend the Constitution. That's why they all swear in to defend the Constitution.
Mm-hmm.
The Constitution is the definition of what our freedoms are, granted by God, our Creator, and our government is supposed to support those freedoms to allow us to live our life any way that we choose. But now they're choosing how we live our life. Yeah,
I just feel like it's more of their jobs, more of these elected officials to, like I said, to represent us, not to rule over us, in a way. Yeah, exactly that. It's their job.
Their representation should be in relation to how we feel our liberties and freedoms are best defended. That's the limit of their power, is to defend our freedoms and liberty, and how, and their representation, we should be choosing which representatives we feel best represent our beliefs on how government should be supporting our liberty and our freedom. Not supporting our moral beliefs or any other beliefs that we have, but supporting our freedom.
Okay, so we know the issue of drugs, and continue to move on, still trying to find the best candidate who's going to take more. So right now, when it comes to drugs, it looks like Republicans and Democrats are the same.
But
the same stance.
They've been perpetuating the war on drugs for 50 years now. Both parties have had every opportunity to try to fix the failed war on drugs, and they haven't done it. So they are absolutely the same. The same as both parties have had ample opportunities to end our foreign wars that are killing our best citizens
Okay.
for absolutely no reason but a political bargaining chip, but neither one of them has done it. Joe Jorgensen will bring our troops home. Bring them home. That's it. There's no negotiating. There's no anything about it. Within her power, she will bring our troops home.
Just bring them home. Just take them all out.
Yeah. And thanks to Obama and Trump, the executive position has grown in so much power that she could do that. And then her next step would be to remove all that executive power that they've got. So yeah, libertarians literally want to take over the world and leave you alone. That's what we do.
Will it be safe for America if we, don't help our allies and stop foreign terrorists from spawning and these become in some of these?
Has it worked so far?
Some of these countries.
Has it worked so far? Our violent interventions, all they've done is create more enemies. With every bomb that gets dropped and every kid that gets killed, you just created another family of terrorists that hate the Americans. Actually, they're not terrorists. They're just another family out for vengeance against Americans that bomb their community.
Since we're on this,
Or attack their community. So all it's doing, every one of these violent conflicts, all it's doing is causing more enemies. If you want to stop the violence and protect the country, then you make more friends, you do more trade, you do more humanitarian efforts and stuff like that. It's really hard to bomb a country or to be violent against a neighbor who is supplying you with something that you desperately need.
okay, so let's be fair. Okay, so libertarian stance. Let's go to our next issue because we're dealing with freedom. We want to see all three. We know drugs. Let's go to the war. So libertarian stance. Joe Jorgensen's stance on war would be no war. She don't believe U.S. should be getting in.
What war? There is no war.
She wouldn't be getting in.
There's no war. What war are you talking about?
The libertarians.
What war are you talking about?
Okay, so she's saying that the libertarians would
What
not.
war are you talking about?
Libertarians would not
What
be.
war are you talking about?
Joe.
What war are you talking about? Name the war.
Joe Jorgensen. So
I'll let you finish. I'm gonna ask you
There
the
we
same
go.
question.
There we
again.
go. All right. So we're trying to see her stance on war and helping allies and other countries. Her stance would be us not to be involved. Is that the stance, not to be involved, even with our allies? If other allies get into war, how we help support, whether it's through material or whatnot, or whatever they're going through, will we not help, or will we just? What is her stance? I know the Republican stance, Donald Trump, because I was looking into that, and that's what I'm going to bring up next once you tell me her stance on people. Because we're just showing the different stances. But what is Joe's stance?
What war are you talking about?
There's no war right now. So whatever.
So why are our soldiers overseas fighting?
And that's what I'm saying, to help these countries.
Help
That's-
what countries? We're helping Afghanistan by
Wherever we're at.
killing them.
That's what they believe.
By killing them.
So
But what war are we in? What interests are we defending?
whose
interests are we
they're
defending?
trying to build a society so that it won't come a terrorist against the U.S. That's the goal, to create a society
Through violence.
where their job is
With
to
the
make.
use of violence, we're
Yeah.
going to create a society in another country through the use
That's
of
why they're
violence.
still there. That's why they say they're still there, to help maintain.
So we got a bunch of soldiers with guns that are creating a more peaceful society.
They're trying to build they're trying to build more of a system that we have here in America, so that these chains, like you won't get the Osama bin Ladens and these strands of terrorist groups back in America. They believe that if we go out.
So what created Osama bin Laden? So you want to go back there? You said that so we don't get another Osama bin Laden. So why did Osama bin Laden bomb the Twin Towers?
Well, like I said, you have these terrorist strands, and they're created, and
What was his reason? He gave his reason. We know his reason.
Okay, what was his reason?
His reason was because we were occupying Saudi Arabia.
Mm-hmm.
So we were in his country as an invasion force. As he saw, we were an invasion force. So his attack against us was in protest of us occupying his country. So what are we doing now? So we're occupying other countries. So who's the next Osama bin Laden?
So, but all right, so that I can get to the stance, I can tell the Democrats, I can tell the people the Democrat stance, the Republican. So her stance is Take everyone out. No one should be on her. We're done with that.
I'm getting to the logic.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to get you. I'm trying to get you going in that direction so that you'll understand why she feels the way that she feels. So you have to understand the dynamics.
I honestly, Dave, I know and I agree.
Yeah, well, you have to understand the dynamics of these conflicts that we're constantly in, and why they don't have the effect that the Democrats and Republicans are trying to tell us that they have.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're over there we're over there with guns, causing violence in order to make a more peaceful world. That in and of itself is just a ridiculous statement. Period. Yeah, we've not declared war since World War II. By the way, we did. We declared war on terror. So that's what I wanted you to get to, was we're at war with terror, which is absolutely absurd. You can't declare war on an attitude or a personality, or I don't know what you call that. What is it? An action. So terrorists' whole objective is to instill terror. That's why they bomb schools and stuff like that, is whatever they can do to cause the most terror. That's why you call them terrorists, because they want to cause fear. They don't actually even want to kill people. They just really want to cause fear. So that's why you call them terrorists. So you're really dealing with, you're declaring war on a group of people who want to instill fear in another group of people. But the declaration of war has to be to a country. So in order to declare war against another country, the way our Constitution is designed, it takes an act of Congress, and the declaration of war is only in the case of defense, to defend ourselves. That's why we never entered World War II until the Japanese bombed us at Pearl Harbor. We sat back. Germany didn't even want to get the U.S. involved. And even when the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor, Yamamoto said, "We've awoken a sleeping dragon."
Yeah, well,
because they knew that's the way it's always supposed to be. Now the problem is now we've gotten to these wars of regime change because of political purposes. The whole reason why we're in Afghanistan and Syria and Iraq and wherever we're at now is for political purposes, in order to get because of money. Because of money, the military-industrial complex has to keep moving. That cog has got to keep moving.
But so the Republican stance, and the Republican says what I'm trying to explain. This starts with George W. He actually stated, he explains it a lot better, and Trump mentioned it. But we're over there. We have to. There are these terrorist groups, and
we're creating them.
And in order for us to defend, they said that we are defending America by being over there, because America is over there helping put good people in power, so that they help them build a society, putting good people in power. And that's what Republicans say. So Republicans are all in favor, say that we need to stay over there. We cannot fully take out people, and we actually need more. Democrats say that we do need to take, in order to help the society. And this came from this is what Obama had stated. In order to help that society, we have to limit the amount of American faces, presence over there. Not all, but we have to limit. So Democrats says, hey, not 1,000, maybe 100. Republicans is like more. And Joe is like none. Those are the three stances.
Well, Democrats would definitely be worse, because the less you have there, then the more unsafe it is for them, because you're creating more terrorists while you're over there. Think about this. I mean, think if you had another country's soldiers walking and patrolling your streets. I mean, would you think, oh, they're here to protect us? They're here to make our society better. You know what I mean? No, you would absolutely think this is an occupying force that is taking control of my country and is holding me at gunpoint. That's how you would feel. So, we have to. Our purpose of our military is for defense, and the Libertarian. Joe Jorgensen's platform is the Libertarian platform.
Keep scrolling.
There's no scroll.
Yeah,
that's it.
Oh, I guess that one's late. He's saying something over there.
I don't know why.
Because that's StreamYard, so it'll get there.
Yeah, StreamYard.
Okay, so it's not there yet, but we'll see here.
So it's
Oh, he's an army. There we go. Is your Google one? Your call one?
We're not fighting. Nobody will ever invade the United States. We're not going to fight them here.
No.
And all we're doing is
we're
creating more enemies.
It's impossible.
We are feeding the terrorist recruiting funnel. The more countries we occupy in the Middle East, the more we are feeding the terrorist recruiting funnel. All they have to do is like, look at these Americans in our country. This is our country. What are they doing here? We need to force them out. So that's all we're doing is creating more enemies because of this use of force. Now, America as a humanitarian, as you know, you cannot be a humanitarian walking around shooting people. That's not how humanitarianism works. You know, so that's all it is. I mean, you increase trade, through trade and through diplomatic means and humanitarian efforts and stuff. You create friendships with your neighbors, and even if they aren't the type of country, even if they are an oppressive country towards their people, you have a better chance of changing that country through peaceful means than you ever would through violent means. I mean, conquering, unless you're going to conquer the country, which we don't conquer countries anymore. That's just not something we do. I mean, if you're going to conquer it and then force the people into democracy or constitutional republic or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, but we're not trying to do that.
No.
You know, we're trying to just manipulate their system just enough to where they're almost like us. But actually what I think they're trying to do is they're trying to institute a system. They're not trying to institute a system like America, because America's too hard to control. American citizens are too hard to control because of that pesky constitution that we have. So what they're trying to do is institute a system that is friendly to their political influences, but is not bothered by, you know, pesky things like constitutional limitations on government.
But I want you to answer, because I honestly, most of the answers that I've asked you, I know.
Me too, Chris.
The answers I know, but for podcast's sake, I do want trying to get all 3 points of view. But this one, I actually
not explained the point of view. Her point of view is the LP point of view. That's everything that I explained to her.
But what I don't know, let me get to it. What I don't know, what I want to explain is that, is the Libertarian Party, Joe, however you want to put it, are they against as far as helping allies? Those are
absolutely not. We will help allies.
So they will get, if
not violently and not through aggressive force.
If they get in war,
don't start nothing, and they won't be nothing.
So that is a no. If they get in war, we're not helping.
No.
Okay, that's where I want to get her stance.
If they get into war, then they shouldn't have got into war.
That's what I've been trying to get. I want to be fair. I want to make sure everything's out on each other.
Unless it comes down to the Department of Defense. I don't know what people don't understand about the Department of Defense. It's to defend the United States. It's not to defend France, Germany, England, Sweden, Switzerland, Africa, Russia, China, India, Tibet, Australia, Mexico, Canada, Bangladesh, Monaco, Spain, Ireland, Scotland, and Holland, Netherlands, Finland. Yeah, it's just to defend us, the United States. That's what our military, that's what the lives of our citizens is for, is to defend us. So
we put a massive budget into our defense, so make sure.
More than the next 6 countries in the world, including China.
In order to invade U.S., you have to, it is apparent, you have to have a strong Navy. No one, but anyway, let's
you gotta have a strong Navy?
You have to have, let's
30 million guns. I think that's how many guns are how many guns are in the United States? Let's see. Let's Google.
This is not working.
Ask Google.
It's not working. I posed the question up on my Facebook.
How many guns are in the United States?
I posed the question: who would win against the United?
According to some information I found on Wikipedia.
That's the ranking by country. There's more guns than there is people.
Yeah, that's what they say.
393 million. That's what it says if you Google it. It
Yeah.
says the United States has
I got 5 of them.
393 million. I got something like that in there. 393,347,000 estimated firearms in civilian possession. That's 400 million guns. That was way off. I was like, way off.
Where are they? We got way more people.
So, not if you're to invade the United States, not only do you have to got the military, and then you have this militarized police force. We're not going to get into that one.
No.
We have this militarized police force now who gets all of the hand-me-downs from the military, including tanks and automatic rifles and everything else. You got that. You got the military, then you got that, and then you have this 393 million weapon
Just name it.
insurgency force,
Yes.
right? And that's what we've been struggling with.
Guerrilla warfare.
So people talk about that, right? People talk about that. What are they going to do against China's tanks or jets or whatever? I'll be like, the wars, what they call this stupid war on terror.
They can't get
These
here, dude.
These operations we've had going on in Syria and Afghanistan, what they've been doing is they're insurgencies. So, I mean, they're fighting insurgents. So you think that the Afghan, Iraqi, or Syrian insurgencies are bad. Think about what the U.S. insurgency would be for occupying army.
The fact is just our mere placement in the world. Like I was saying, you need boats. They're fancy tanks. All these countries, if you were to, you can't get that there. You need these large ships.
What about Canada and Mexico?
Well, we're friends with Canada.
The Ruskies could be forming up in Canada right now. They go right across Alaska.
Canada's are our homies, and plus we got the border. We got these borders all over. I mean, we've got it'd be tough. The only way is
The Canadians could be sneaking through right now. Sneaking through right now with some tanks. Do the Canadians even have tanks? They got the Mounties on horseback and stuff.
Are they? Have you been to Canada?
No, I have not.
Oh,
I landed there.
I wanted to ask you, are they? People say that they're super nice. So they're supposed to be really nice people.
Every Canadian I've met has been super nice.
Really?
Yeah.
That's not a myth, or just people.
No, I mean, I know some Canadians, and they're very nice people. They talk kind of funny, but so do Northerners. Though.
Freedom. Let's go to another issue. Speaking of across the border, let's talk about border control. I know how the Republicans feel about. Let's talk about the wall. We want to hear what Joe, Democrats. I think I might have to see what Joe Biden.
So we're talking about we're supposed to be talking about the which one?
The freedom to come
the biggest
in
threat
or out.
to our liberty.
Yeah,
liberty.
in and out of America. Republicans.
So do you think that's a threat to liberty?
Is a threat to liberty.
Yeah. So do you think it's
Immigration.
What do you think? What do you think
people-
represents liberty better? Open immigration or closed immigration?
Border, open border.
What do you think? We're saying what's the biggest threat to liberty?
Right.
So
Let's go.
So what are we talking about? You have to define what we're talking about here because each different sides have different views on what this is.
So let me tell you. So Republican, build
the wall.
Yeah, build a wall. As far as immigrant, they're against
They don't want anybody.
Yeah, they won't let anyone in. Donald Trump
because they try to steal our jobs.
Yeah, Donald Trump
Or invade us.
not anyone, but he said that Republicans want stricter, more. What's the word I'm looking for? But anyway, they want more laws and regulations on. They're going to put more regulations on people trying to come in. They want to make it a bit harder. Instead of closing everyone out, but it's going to make it more harder process. Democrats, they're leaning more towards, hey, we need to let people in, what the Republicans do. Not so much open borders, but we need to stop the process. Joe, he had stated It starts with the judging system. We make the process too long and people got long lines to wait to get it. We need to cut that whole process. He said we need to make it easier. If you don't have any felons or fines, this is how the Democrats, if you don't have any felons or fines or anything, then come in.
So why didn't they do it already?
So that's the Democrat stance.
What happened to Democrats done it already? Wasn't Obama in office for 8 years? Didn't he have a supermajority in the House and Senate for the first 2 years he was in office after running on an open borders immigration campaign, which got him elected, pandering to the dreamers and all those people? So why haven't the Democrats done it already?
Before we get into that, tell us, Joe. Tell
About
us
the same, pretty open borders,
Okay.
Definitely not any wall. With the decriminalization of drugs, you would end that portion of the criminal activity, and you'd also end the corruption down in South America because we're the consumers. So the cartels sell anymore, so they either be forced to go legit or quit. I mean, there's no reason there would be no reason to. And then once they don't get all that money coming from the United States through their illegal drugs, then they wouldn't have anything to pay out politicians for in those other countries. So those countries' economies would be forced to go legit and improve. So the quality of life in those other countries in South America would improve, and there would be less people that would want to come here because they would have good lives down there. So they wouldn't have to come here to get a job because they would have jobs there. So most people, and to be honest, most people that come across the border, first of all, most illegal immigrants just overstay their visas because the visa renewal process is so time consuming and so expensive. Most of them can't afford it. They've been here 10 years or whatever on a work visa and can't renew it. So they just overstay their visas. As far as the people that are coming over illegally, I mean,
So Democrats, so you all share the same kind of philosophy?
it's similar, but the thing is that the Libertarians haven't actually even had a chance
to actually.
So the Democrats ain't never fixed it. They had absolutely no intention of ever fixing. The Democrats or the Republicans have no intention of ever fixing anything because they like to talk about it. They like to point fingers at each other and be able to split and divide the country so that they can get reelected and stay in power and strike fear because you can't, that's all their whole intent is always to keep the division going so that you can be afraid that this one's going to get elected and you'll vote for this one. It's all fear politics. I mean, they have absolutely no intention of fixing anything. All you're going to get is another 4 years of Trump doing the same thing. Actually, I think probably it'd be worse because he wouldn't have to pander to his bases anymore.
Well, I got to say, in this case, I did like what the Democrat had to say, and had to say about the borders and how they would handle it and what they want. And it does sound like, and I also.
Well, I mean, that's the way our immigration system was when we were the fastest growing superpower in the world was. Pretty much open border. You just came in at Ellis Island like my grandfather did in 1904. Just came in at Ellis Island. You got some papers and you went to work. And the economy just absorbed you and grew. They strike this fear like, oh, they're going to come take your jobs. No, they're going to create jobs. And, if they're here legally, they're going to support the country, create jobs, create industry, innovation, all that stuff. The fact is our population isn't growing because kids don't want to have kids anymore. So, I mean, once the population stops growing, the economy stops growing. So the only way our economy is really going to grow, legitimately grow, not like this false growth that Trump has started, the only way our economy is going to legitimately grow is if our population is growing. And, this false growth is because all he did was cut taxes and regulation on industry without cutting spending. So that's why he created this massive deficit that he's now going to be able to point to coronavirus and say it was Corona's fault. But it was actually half of that deficit we're getting this year was Trump's to begin with and had absolutely nothing to do with Corona. So.
Speaking of Corona, my transition game today is amazing. Leading to the next part.
Led you into all these
the Corona. So Corona is.
It's nice to be interviewed on my own channel.
Interview or
It's nice to be interviewing you.
Yeah. Well, Libertarian stance, and we're giving information. Huh?
Chicago.
I've always been a Bulls fan. I told
Oh,
you that.
because they used to win championships.
No, I've always been.
These guys still living in the 80s or whatever. The Bulls won a championship. 90s, probably the same time the Cowboys won.
Speaking of Corona's back, people. I came in here with my mask. I was walking down the street with my mask. Corona is back. And as our local television station said, that it's more deadlier than ever. Like, it's more deadlier than ever. I don't know if you look on my Facebook. I tagged you in that just so you would know that it's more deadly than ever. We might want to be a little
scared.
a little serious. It's more deadlier than ever, people. So, Corona's back. Let's talk about Let's talk about.
Yeah, that smells like lemonade.
It smells good.
It's libertarian. Libertarian
lemons.
Libertarian hands.
So let's talk about the three parties and Corona.
This one's gonna be tough.
Okay.
This one's gonna be tough.
So COVID is back, and as we there are a few stances of what we want to that the Republicans and Democrats. I go over what they're going to do, and you can tell what Libertarian. Then we can see what is the biggest option, biggest threat to liberties. So with Corona being back, Republicans are saying yes, still that's all right. We need to open business. We need to open schools. And just continue to work on the virus. But we do need a stimulus, and we do need to help the businesses. Democrats are we need to
Lock down the economy.
Yes, we do need to start shutting down. Now they said that we need to shut down. We need to go back into shutdown but keeping essential businesses open and essential workers, but we need to lock things down for a bit, according to health officials. They said that Republicans right now are not listening to the health officials. And Biden said, hey, I will listen, but if I'm elected, we would slowly start to close things down they want to wait until a vaccine. Democrats say that they want to move towards, and they will. Biden's team said that they will accelerate the vaccine process so that we get it. So they will take out different. He's going to take out different regulations.
Hey, whoever watches, are you going to take the vaccine? I haven't met one person that said they're going to take the vaccine.
They're going to accelerate the vaccine process so that.
Just one comment on this. Dvolvy here.
Oh.
Will we get fined if we don't let the doctor in?
Because he's like a doctor in all of y'all houses.
I think it's like Dr. Strange, not Dr. Strange, Doctor, like the doctor.
Okay. Yes, you are. But I want to talk to. I'll get to that.
First, when is the stimulus coming?
I want to stay on topic first. It is coming.
November 4th.
It is coming, and I've got news on that. I'm a stimulus channel now, so I can stay updated. So I keep updated on this stuff.
I went through the first stimulus when it passed. I've hypothesized on a couple of the other stimulus packages that have been submitted, but I refuse to keep hypothesizing on these packages that probably will not get approved because unless
Okay.
I mean, it's all they are is massive spending bills and funding government. So I know y'all just like, I want my 1,200.
Yeah. On last Thursday. Can we get back into? I got news on the stimulus. They talked, both Republicans and Democrats. They agreed. They agreed, and there was just one thing that they're still working on, and that's the dependence. But they both said that yes, we are getting 1,200, and yes, it is coming.
Another 1,200.
But the Democrats are the only thing that's holding up. No, you're getting more if the Democrats. The Democrats, the only thing that's holding it up, and this is what Republicans said, is that the Democrats want 1,200 this time per kid, and the Republicans Pelosi or the Republicans are saying no, we'll keep it like it was in the first bill because it's too much. Because the Republicans say you guys got to meet us at least $2 trillion. No, Democrats said at least meet us at $2 trillion. But they're like Trump said on Thursday we'll go 1.5. I will go up to like 1.5, 1.2. Let's just get the money out. They said, yeah, we need to, but both Republicans and Democrats say, yes, we need to get to 1,200, but first we need to see what we're going to do with the dependents. We're not giving 1,200 for dependents, so they're trying to meet halfway.
Why not? Why don't get 1,200 per?
Because it's
I want to make it $5,000.
Republican says too much spending. That's what Republicans. You're laughing at that. They said you can't have $2 trillion. That's the only way. It's too much.
I want $1 trillion for myself.
That's exactly.
Why don't we just give $1 trillion to every family?
They said it's too much spending. I agree with the Republicans on this.
It's too much spending? What's the matter? What's the spending matter? Why does it matter? Are you paying for it?
It's too much.
Are you paying for it?
Oh man! Eventually, we're gonna pay for these stimulus.
You think so? When? When's it gonna hit? 30 trillion? 35 trillion? 40 trillion? 45 trillion? When's the bubble
So
gonna
your
burst?
stimulus is coming
When's
the
the bubble-
second
nobody cares,
week
man.
of September, guys. That's it. That's when they say.
Second week of September.
That's when they
That's
say.
what Evolve said.
I'm going by last.
You know how
Thursday's
Evolve's
update.
promises are. Always kept.
So we can expect it to come
Never
October.
fake news.
No, it's not coming October, November. They said on Thursday, Republican, Democrat. They said
September, so October, November.
so. No, I do.
They gotta get it out there before the election.
It's coming, guys. It's coming.
Gotta
Like I
get out there
said,
before
second
the
week of September. And that's coming straight from Pelosi. I keep up.
The
with it.
cleaning lady at work is waiting for COVID vaccine.
Pelosi said second week of September.
Was Donald Trump and Nancy Pelosi holding hands saying second week of September?
No, they wasn't.
Because that's the problem. If Pelosi said second week of September, then Trump is absolutely going to guarantee it's not happening the second week of September. He's going to make sure it happens the first week of September or the third week of September, but it is definitely not going to happen when Nancy Pelosi says it's going to happen.
That's true.
Because she's the one that he loves to hate.
That's true.
I think that happens.
I'll give you that one.
I think that happens.
I'll give you that one.
Picture that one, man.
So COVID,
Picture
freedom.
Pelosi and Trump together.
Now that it's back in, we talk about Republicans. What is Libertarian
Nancy.
stance? COVID is back.
Come
It's
here,
dead.
Nancy.
It's back. It's deadly. People need money. Are Libertarians going to give us the 1,200? Are they shutting it down? Are they opening it
No,
up?
they're going to open it up. Does it violate liberty?
Um,
Does it force people? Does it take your money?
it
It would
puts
be
you
a hard no and all that.
It puts you out of business for a while, but they are giving money. You would get money.
Yeah, the problem is there has to be some kind of relief because the government caused all this pain. So if the government hasn't caused the pain, then there would be no relief, and the economy could have just kept moving like it did in Sweden.
Mhm.
You know, Sweden didn't shut anything down, and it has comparable numbers. Actually, I think their numbers are better than ours.
So Libertarians are not for stimulus. Is that what
Well,
let's talk
not
about that.
necessarily. Because the government has already stuck its nose in there and caused all of this economic problem, now they're on the hook to actually repair that damage. So libertarians would not necessarily be against stimulus
Oh, okay.
or not, because they have to fix the damage that the government's already done. Now, if we would have had a libertarian in from the beginning, then you wouldn't have had any of these economic shutdowns and mandatory masks and quarantines and garbage.
But what if people died?
Like they are now, right? Like the same thing as they're dying now. Like they did in 1968 with the H1N2 flu. During Woodstock, like 100,000 people died of that.
Guys, we've been talking quite. Hey, you got Google up? Your phone up? Hey guys, oh, you on your stream? We'll just say the number. I can't.
What?
remember.
No, I got
Can you put it up? Okay. Hey guys, right now, let's take some time. There's a bunch of you guys in there. We've been talking about it. Who is going to be the biggest threat to libertarian? Dave got the number. It's up on the screen. We want to hear from you. The phone lines are on. Who do you? Or if there's anything that you want to talk about that we haven't hit, but we want to hear from you. The number is going to be up here in just 3, 2, 1. boom, and he's strolling. Look, we are like a professional crew. You had it.
I know.
So let's hear from you. We want to hear from you. Lines are open. I want to talk to you, hear what you got to say. If you want to talk about the border, I want to hear what you all are thinking. Who's going to be the biggest threat? Or if you want to talk more about the drugs and anything else that we have spoke on that you don't feel like talking. Or if you just want to be petty because Dvolvy's here.
Feel free to be petty.
Either or, the lines are open. Let's see if we can hear from you. The number is
Lily says you go request Trump on Cashapp.
I I didn't. The time ran out.
You can request it from me. I'll Cash App you, babe.
Keep that money in the family.
It's like a transfer of accounts.
That's funny. Oh, you know what you should do? Oh, shoot. This is what you should do that. You should Cash App her, but change your name to Donald Trump. So when you the money and be like Donald Trump. Oh, you got to do that this week. You got to change your name.
I'm not changing my Cash App name.
No, then you can change it back.
What I'll do is I'll forget, and then I'll be at church. And church does Cash App now, so sometimes I'll throw in $20 in church. It'll be like Donald Trump. Then has to be looking in the audience. Looking for some whiskey hair.
It's super easy. Okay,
change your name, and then it comes up.
Yeah, that's what I did. That's how I got. I want a screenshot. I changed it to Donald Trump. I sent the request to myself as Donald Trump. You change in your contact name.
Great.
It was just
you got way too. Sometimes I think you got way too much time.
I don't, unless I make it. Oh, speaking of time, I found out what I'm going to do when I retire at 40. I found out.
That's like 4 years from now.
Yeah, I found out what I'm going to do. I am going to because I can't.
President?
No, but no, but for when I retire at 40, because I've been thinking like really hard about this. This is coming up. I can't completely like stop with community involvement. But retirement, I don't have no deal, so I won't be doing the paperwork. I'm putting everyone in charge. They're all doing that. So what am I gonna do? You know, I'm just kind of still overseeing, but nothing comes to me unless I'm not doing anything. Obviously, I'm in retirement. Instead, I am going to in my retirement. I think my YouTube and my other stuff and my some of my channels, whatever channel I decide. But I'm gonna do a professional studio. I'm gonna get a big studio big office space. I don't know, downtown somewhere, and I am going to make it. I'm gonna have I'm gonna make it a high tech. I'm gonna be doing my YouTube thing. I'm gonna do a very professional, state of the art equipment. I'm gonna do a whole like really amazing studio, and I'm gonna do YouTube.
It's not a good time. So you're just gonna do 24-hour YouTube.
I'm not doing 24 hours, but it would be fun. I'm gonna put more time. I'm gonna put more time into my channel. I'm gonna make these channels. I want to push it elementary and Dvolvy, and the plan is to, and what I've been doing with the stimulus,
it's expensive in El Paso business space.
I've been looking.
Taxing, man.
I'm only gonna have 2 channels.
It's worse than the rest of Texas.
I'm getting rid of. I'm not getting rid of its elementary, but it is slowly drifting into my Evolve. I'm putting a lot more teaching content I've been putting up, so I'm slowly collapsing. So within 4 years, all my audience, they're going to be used to these teaching moments. Like I put up my Lucid Dream episode on the.
I still haven't been able to do it though. I tried the hand thing. I still haven't been able to do it.
Have you been able to look at your hand?
No, 2 days. But it doesn't. No, I haven't been able to.
It's insane.
I like my dreams though. I just sit back and it's like.
Let me tell you, but I put that up. Evolvers, they loved it. I was like, oh shoot, I might could do this. So I'm slowly drifting. So my Evolve is going to be more teaching and adults and stuff that I want to do. So I only have 2 channels that I would really have to go strong at.
I don't know what I want to do when I retire. Oh, I'm already.
But I'm not just YouTube. I'm not just going to do all day. That's not retirement. But I said that's just one of the things I'm doing. I'm put off is I'll be able to put more time with YouTube. That's fun to me. I'll be able to just be state of the art.
and you'll be able to do a state-of-the-art podcast. I put
You gonna have a little corner for me?
this ain't state-of-the-art. No, I'm gonna have like a director's chair and it's gonna be cool.
It's like fun.
It's gonna be fun for me. Yeah, so it's so fun because I got the idea and yesterday, so I'm all looking at spaces and stuff, and, and it's crazy. It's years down the line.
You'd be good at it. You'd be good at it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go for an office space downtown, that's for sure.
I don't know. I was just looking. I was just like, I'm gonna get something. I'll probably do something in the Northeast. I was talking to Caleb who was watching. Caleb's like, yeah, you should definitely do it. We got to do something in the Northeast. He's like, because Marcus, you put that studio in the Northeast, that way I can come do some ads because I'm putting a tropical smoothie by the end of the year in the Northeast.
Finally, he's gonna put one in his district.
Yeah,
In his district.
I was talking about.
Somebody's gonna bust him out on that. The campaign. They'll be like, "Oh, you have tropical smoothies everywhere but the Northeast, right?" Ooh.
Yeah, I said you don't have a business in the Northeast.
But he has a house here. He lives there.
So yeah, we were talking.
The
He's like,
Northeast
yeah.
is growing. That's the thing. Is it the Northeast has been ignored so long now?
Yeah, he's like, yeah, you gotta help me. And then I had another friend. You haven't met him, but he's a good guy. His name is Bill. So he's he owns multiple print shops. So he's like, yeah, we all should like just build this up.
Seriously, because I wanted to do some stuff for the El Paso County Libertarian Party.
Yeah.
I wanted to get some print material.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
business cards that are generic.
I can get you up with Bill, but
Generic. I'm gonna think about. How can we come up with a generic phone number?
hey guys.
Can this Google Voice thing just work for any phone? Like I can just leave the 209-2089 as the El Paso County Libertarian Party, and then if another county chair is elected in actually it's a year and a half now, but actually about a year, then I can just give that phone number to them.
Yeah, you give it. They just need an email address.
So I can email them the Google Voice phone number and it can put it on their phone?
They just don't. They can put it on. They would need the email address that you use along with the password.
Oh. It's okay, I see.
Yeah, it's connected to the email that you register.
Do that later, I guess.
Yeah. Hey guys, what we're doing now? Let's take a few more minutes. If you want to call in, talk to us. We got the number scrolling.
Let's see.
Have they called? Someone called.
No, nobody called.
All right.
It will ring and I'll put.
Maybe I should call to make sure you're working.
You can.
We want to hear from your face.
From your face.
We got some people in there. Luli,
You can call in.
you call in. Let's
Well, I can text Josh to call in.
text them. I told my people to call in. Let's hear from your face. Who's the?
I'm trying to get Josh involved with the LP and
Yeah?
his county.
And he was counting.
No.
No.
Let's see what man. Spike has been on top of it on his YouTube, man. He's posting a lot of stuff. He put this is his latest, like every day. He's like, well, he's got a crew, so we'll wait till
Who said we look professional?
Yeah, she did.
We look professional.
Oh, no ad.
Oh,
Oh, they did one.
they can't see what you're saying.
I know. I'm going to share it as soon as I get it full screen. I'm gonna go. Nope. I'm gonna go here.
So
like
he's
this.
working on
I'm
a
gonna share the screen. There it is. Boom.
yeah video.
Share it. Is this what? Oh, no, I want to be smaller. I want the screen to be bigger. There we go.
There you go.
Oh,
Debates between Trump and Biden alone are not designed for the American people. They're designed to keep the Democrats and Republicans in power. They are fake debates.
Let Jo Jorgensen into the debate. She's running on the Libertarian ticket. She's got a completely different worldview. We need to break the duopoly. So let her speak.
The Supreme Court also controls the presidential stage, and they keep changing the rules every time a candidate gets close.
Dr. Jo Jorgensen wants to give voters back control.
Trump, you don't have to worry about Biden. You're gonna have to worry about Joe. You know this.
This is your life, and you can make your own decisions better than somebody out in Washington.
Once you see me on the stage,
Maybe
you don't
the
know
air
what
part
to say, then don't vote for me. But let's get me on the stage.
I'm Joe Jorgensen, and I approve this message.
It's pretty good. Good stuff. Good stuff. That's Joe, guys. That's a libertarian candidate.
I always like sharing. Every podcast I'm sharing something from, I mean, most of the time it's from Spike. If you haven't went to Spike Cohen on YouTube, on Twitter, he tweets a lot too. A lot of good stuff.
Speaking of
Spike is he's not your typical politician. He will be a little funny sometimes. He cracks some jokes.
speaking of tweets,
He hasn't lost his Vernon Supreme stuff. What? I'm 209.
Speaking of tweets, we are moving. This transition game is amazing. How about we end with a Trump segment, our famous Trump
Twitter segment. Let's bring it up.
Let me get my phone.
Dude, oh no, I was gonna put it on the screen.
Okay.
I kind of like this. I like to lay out because my laptop is gone, so this is on my desktop.
This looks good though.
That's why, but the screens for the podcast are right behind the camera.
Yeah, and I'm not looking here, and then people are.
Yeah, unless we're talking to each other.
Good. Yeah,
Which is what we're doing most of the time.
Right.
Because y'all don't want to talk.
Right. I want y'all to call man.
Crazy.
I want to.
Got the line. Let me make sure. I gotta keep the screen up so people. What are you doing?
No, let me just get my phone.
You want me to get your phone? Bring the. We got a Donald Trump tweet segment, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got him bring it up on the screen.
I want to read the.
Oh, you got other stuff you want to read. I got you.
No, it's just a comment.
Oops. Hold on. I. Yeah, so the phone lines will stay open. We're just gonna joke around, go through our president's tweets, which is always interesting because I'm always surprised at some of the stuff that he tweets. This will be on my Twitter too, by the way. So you'll see a lot of libertarian stuff on my Twitter. I see the hill. Let me go ahead. I'm gonna make this one small this time, though. So here we go. Trump punts when asked about systemic racism.
Don't start without me.
No, that's the hill. It's not Trump.
All right.
It's not really a big deal to loot and destroy businesses. They have insurance. Really? That is. I'm not seeing
You
it.
got the
man.
charger?
I'm not seeing it.
I have something to bring my charger.
I'm not seeing any real Donald Trump up here.
Did you get blocked?
All right, there you go. No. That would be awesome. Maybe he's just auto blocking. Oh, 78% of Americans worry the COVID-19 vaccine approval process is being driven more by politics than science. Understand. This sounds like it would be an interesting article. Reason.com is another libertarian rag.
Bring them up.
Yeah, how did we go through George Jorgensen's tweets?
Jorgensen.
Look at Joe's tweets.
Oh.
I will not be silenced. Real Spike Cohen and I will be on all 50 states and DC ballots and should be on the debate stage to give America another choice and another voice from another voice. Absolutely. I'm gonna go ahead and retweet that one real quick. Retweet it. Boom. Done.
So, yo. Oh, you just retweet.
Oh, why are they doing a video? Oh, it's Tennessee for Joe Jorgensen. Yeah, this is funny. That right there, the one I showed you, that shows
the debates that they're using to determine whether they're qualified.
Oh, that. Okay.
And neither Joe Jorgensen or Howie Hawkins, the Green Party candidate, are included in the poll. It's hard to get 15% when you're not included.
When you're not included.
I'm trying to find. He's not going to be in here. Let me just look him up. I can't see. I can't type. Keyboard over here. My keyboard's
Oh,
wired,
that's
so
why
it
you were.
doesn't
I
reach.
was like, why is it so hard for you?
I figured somebody would have. Let me see. We'll just go to the debates.
You know what you need to go to?
What?
You just go to trending.
I'm in trending.
Are you in
What's
trending?
happening now?
Oh, I'm surprised he's not up there.
I know, right? Something should be up there.
The real Donald. Go ahead and hit the search.
Hold up. Where'd it go? Oh, right here. That's it. Just put the real.
Need a real
Audio.
Yeah.
And I'll have Spike on and.
Kind of go back. For some reason, it jumped a few steps. Somewhere. We are
There he is. There he is. Oh, he's got Instagram now. Too.
Does he?
Subscribe to my
Oh,
45th president of the United States. So that's better. Hillary took that one off about creeping up on people in the woods.
that was funny. That was a funny tweet. So what has he done? What's going on?
Kenosha, Wisconsin, we're with you all the way. Should we listen? Let's listen.
Giving them additional support. We have to condemn the dangerous anti-police rhetoric. My administration is restoring public safety. We're hiring more police, surging tough-on-crime federal prosecutors, increasing penalties for assaulting law enforcement, and for dismantling Antifa. We're here to show our support for Kenosha, Wisconsin, the state of Wisconsin. And we're here for you all the way. We're all in this together.
Oh. For national
It's incredible.
President Donald Trump's base is very highly motivated.
So-
I think he will win in November, but the early
So-
mail-in voting is
Yep.
potentially a dark cloud on the
I
horizon.
was just reading the same thing. One below that. So he doesn't want mail-in. Is that what it is?
Yeah, I think it's too easily
Yeah.
manipulated
Yeah,
by them.
because he just retweeted a little further down. He put Democrat data firm amidst incredible Trump landslide will be flipped by mail-in votes emerging a week after election day. So saying the Democrat their actual firm has already admitted.
Will they count if they're late?
No, great honor, but think we are much higher than 46%.
What? Really?
I'm just going through his tweets.
Well, I'm going.
No, keep going down. You're almost there. Oh, he's got a poll. Oh, among black voters. All right. Wait, what is this? Is this real? All right, check this out. The poll. It was
Among black voters, Biden 66%.
He's up by 20 and Biden's down by 23. That's why you retweeted this. And
So Trump only had 8%.
yeah, he said it's a great honor, but I think that we're higher than 40. Let's see, what
Hidden votes.
or did he get 46?
I don't know.
46. National poll. Oh, so the national poll, he has 46 of the black voters.
So what was this poll then? If that wasn't national. Good question.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. This is what we're looking at right here.
Oh yeah, put it up. Wow, he almost had 50% in this poll. 50% of black.
I don't see the poll. Oh, wait a second. This is the poll. This poll has Trump at 30% with blacks, but tied with whites. I honestly don't see how that's possible.
He's almost at 50%.
Now add +5 to Trump, and you'll match Rasmussen poll, which has him at 51%. Why are we even paying attention to polls?
I don't know. I just
Conventions leave state of Trump-Biden contest virtually unchanged. Voters were asked whom they would vote for if the presidential election were held today. Joe Biden 51, John D. MD. That's not an election poll. Not a single election poll has Trump anywhere near leading. Most have him behind Biden by at least 4%. And many by much more than that. And each of them look much worse than they did against Hillary.
I'm looking at his tweets. He's been very professional these last 2 weeks.
Oh, I guess.
Interesting. There's nothing like, ha.
Really?
Not sure if there's been more dishonest news cycle in my lifetime. There has not. They are the enemy of the people.
Well, I'm seeing everybody else's tweets.
Yeah, he's just been retweeting everyone. So that's what I'm
Not
saying.
even a minor one. Thank you. What is this? Weird that the media seems super excited about unsupported allegations.
Oh, you're right where I'm at.
Piece. Book that Trump had a minor health issue a year ago, yet it's entirely unconcerned with Biden's manifest dementia on display yesterday. What happened to Biden yesterday?
Mm-hmm. I had a.
Do we need to look that up? What happened with Biden yesterday?
This don't happen.
I can't.
Where the media seems super excited.
I'm sure Trump tweeted it, right?
Drudge didn't support me in 2016, and I hear he doesn't support me. I don't know who Drudge is. Maybe a news cycle. Oh, the Drudge report. Okay. Trump denies many strokes sent him to the hospital. Oh yeah, Trump wanted to be seen as very healthy. No, he wasn't like that.
It never ends. Now they are trying to say that your favorite president, me, went to Walter Reed Medical Center and suffered a series of bad strokes. Never happened to this candidate. Fake news. Perhaps they are referring to another candidate from another party.
I can imagine Donald Trump before the face of God and judgment, still talking in third person.
God.
Actually, I think Madonna was really good.
Never.
You should let me in. You should let the Donald
You should
in.
let the Donald. You should let the best president in. You should let your favorite president.
Yeah, your favorite.
All your people
Who
voted for me.
does that?
All your people voted for me.
10 hours ago. Oh, shoot. He started going on a tweeting fest. All right, let's see. Had a very productive with Kevin Warren, commissioner.
Then release your medical records. Really? This guy said, really? You release yours, Doc. You're supposed to be an MD.
This is why Biden campaign doesn't want him to leave his basement. This guy isn't playing.
Is this the one? Was this yesterday?
Let's see. I'm looking at
COVID has taken this year.
COVID has taken this year, just since the outbreak, it's taken more than 100 years. Look, here's the lives. When you think about it, more lives this year than any other year for the past 100 years.
Sorry, he couldn't get it out. Yeah, that's dreadful.
When you think about it,
Oh yeah, that's what they're.
COVID has taken this year, just since the outbreak, it's taken more than 100 years. Look, here's the lives. When you think about it, COVID has taken this year, just since the outbreak, it's taken more than 100 years. Look, here's the lives.
Poor Joe.
When you think about it, COVID has taken.
Oh, Biden does. Donald Trump further down, he does respond to that. Biden will also raise your taxes. Okay, like never before. Sad.
I was saying it was edited, that this whole Biden speech was.
Oh, was
A
it?
crappy job piecing it together. No, the sign language guy looked like he was confused as well.
My son Donald just wrote a important new book, Liberal Privilege.
First time I heard him promote it, so.
Junior.
I will be interviewed by Fox News.
New COVID-19 cases in the United States have declined by over 38% over the last month.
Everybody says.
I thought you said it's getting worse.
Yes, it's getting worse. It's
Well,
bad.
let's look at the numbers then.
In the news, everyone's talking
Let's
about
look
it.
at the numbers then. Let me bring that up real quick.
Well, I told you Republicans said that they want to open up everything. That's their thing. So there. Let's look what the CDC.
No, I got the numbers right. I got that unlocked, man. I always got CDC numbers ready to go, man. Provisional statistics.
No,
We just looked at this last podcast, man.
No, but it's. I told you this week.
It's
deadly.
this week is getting bad. So we'll
Yeah,
put this
I told
big
you,
screen. We'll put
it's
this up.
Deadly.
We'll put this up
Our local
bigly.
news
We're gonna put it
said.
bigly now.
Our local
okay?
news said it's more deadlier than ever. KTSM.
This is bigly right here. Boom! There it is. All right, we scrolling. Let's see. We up to 169K. It looks like it's dropping. It looks like it's dropping.
It's dropped.
It went up right here. It went up a couple hundred, 700 or so. 700 in the entire United States. 330 million people. 700 more deaths in this week right here.
I think that's what they're talking about.
Oh,
It's
look at
more
what is this
deadly,
one here? This
more
is,
deadlier than
no.
ever. All I want to know is it more deadlier than ever. It's been. That's.
Okay, so here's flu.
The only way you can stop the violence in high crime Democrat run cities is through strength.
So let's put this in perspective now. The death rates are going up. So like right here, this is the high one right here. 7,500 deaths from COVID. All-cause mortality though, it's been going down since Corona. I mean, when Corona spiked right here, ever since it's been the all-cause mortality. It's this number right here. This row here is all-cause mortality. Look at how low it is, man.
But has
So, okay, 59,000, we're all the way down to 48,000. From like, we were up at like, in March, we were 78,000 in March, right here. All-cause mortality also, and that wasn't even the highest point for like the very next week was the highest point for Corona, but all-cause mortality actually went down by 2,000, 2,400. So less people died total, even though 17,000 died from the highest point in Corona.
Okay.
And then now we're from 76,000, we've dropped all the way down to 48,000 with only 40. So all-cause mortality is way better, man. There's a lot more people alive right now thanks to Corona. Should be celebrating. Right?
But why is COVID back?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I always look at the numbers when you come up with that madness stuff.
All right. What is that? He's been pretty good. He's just retweeting.
Nobody's calling, man. Y'all suck.
That was good. That was a good.
I want to talk.
We
I wanna
did.
talk.
We did. We had some good stuff. Good talk. We had some good stuff.
We talk.
Yeah.
I'm tired of talking to you sometimes.
No, they had some good. They put out good information, man.
We do.
That's some real good.
People like hearing from us.
Yeah, they like. That's why they didn't call in. It's like, hey, I'm off my job. I got you playing in the background. That's what
I don't want to. We set up the studio, or dance studio, or whatever.
Oh, Debbie.
Yeah, they say listen to us in the background.
Yeah, that's cool. They like, come on.
Don't fall off the ladder. I don't want to picture them on a ladder, like
On a ladder.
putting up decorations or something for a play. Or, I don't know.
I picture them like getting ready for ballet and got a bunch of mirrors and they're in their studios and they're. I don't know. Why are you laughing? But anyway, I get it. They want to hear it. They enjoy it. People put this on in the background.
So you get some heat for Dvolvy Dvolvy care. I think they're saying that Dvolvy care sounds a lot like Obama.
They saying that one of the it's pretty funny because okay, there's two things I gotta show you. I'll tell you this one. It's so funny. I'll tell you. I just found it out, and Dvolvy, the YouTube algorithm it. This is what a friend told me. That has like 200K.
You're welcome, Chris. Appreciate you coming in.
They have 200K. Well, the algorithm apparently, David's voice has changed. I guess he's 8 years old. His voice has changed, and the algorithm has not caught up with the. Whenever there is a change in your pitch, because the algorithm, how it automatically cut comments from your video for kids is that it registers a kid's voice, and if it's like 70%. But anyway, his voice apparently has changed, and the algorithm is working it into a system. So right now, comments are on. It hasn't picked up. His voice has changed. And you can comment.
Shut up.
You can comment. I was on the comment.
Oh,
I could
no.
You can comment right now because I tweeted at someone and I said, hey, comments are not off, and that's what they explained to me. It's like, oh yeah, it may take a few days. I guess he has gotten older or whatnot. And I was like, actually, yeah, he has.
His voice hasn't, just because he got another birthday.
yeah, I was like, wow, yeah, he actually has. It's pretty funny. They said that. And they said it could be his voice, but look at that. No one knows. Now they're gonna start commenting.
Well, I thought there would be comments.
They don't know now. No one knows. And now they're gonna start commenting because now they know. But yeah, that's what a YouTube representative told me. They said, yeah, it'll register. He must have changed. Once a kid's voice is registered, then it gets registered. But if there's a small pitch and change, the system has to re-register his voice. He had a pitch change. That's the only reason.
Really?
Yeah. So.
That's funny.
So yeah, so that was pretty cool.
Or maybe just your audio was off.
No, he was on the good mic.
Well, I introduced Dvolvy.
Sounds the same.
This is a
Yeah, I remember those best, man. I remember like it's a different pitch, man. Different channel.
If you get hurt, you have a
I
hero.
lost stream there.
If you get sick, there will be a champion. A doctor, every household. Every household in America.
Oopsie.
So get the doctor. I will make it
I should push this. This could be good. People, this is too good. I need to push this on Facebook.
You did. I saw it on Facebook.
No, I just put it on a post. I didn't push it yet into some of the groups so that they can push it. But some of my political groups and some of the teachers and whatnot, I haven't had a chance to share it. But people will get a trip out of this.
Remember when I said you need a
Think about kids taking
This kind of sound weird. Maybe it's my computer.
No, that's not.
This is a doctor for everyone. A medic for the world. If you get hurt, you have a hero. If you get sick, there will be a champion. A doctor, every household. Every household.
We gotta give them the keys.
So get a doctor. I will make it mandatory for every employer to give you my free medicine. Eradicate.
When I was editing the Dvolvy care, that's the Obamacare logo. That's it. I just took Obama. When I edited it, I didn't feel like making a logo. I was like, I'm gonna take Obamacare. I think I just changed the color.
Because Obamacare is the way.
You did the flag backwards. But.
I did. I made that.
Because we are moving into a more healthy society. Vote.
What is Evolve's YouTube channel? Oh, it's actually The Evolve. Just The Evolve. THE. It's a lot of hip hop, but like I said, if you were here earlier, I'm starting to make a transition. It says 82, but on my studio, it's up to like 400 right now in my studio. It says,
really?
Yeah, it says 400, like 30 something. When I was coming over, I was checking it. So I'm just waiting for all that stuff to come out. But anyway, so I'm gonna get a plug.
How can I get to where it says the
About? Did I put anything in my about? That's interesting.
No, you know what I mean? Because I don't like this.
What are you trying to get to?
Your
Videos?
is that over here? See, what is this?
Clan Evolve? Yeah, that's my
So if I highlight this,
yeah, just YouTube/Clan Evolve.
one.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. I could just
Oh, the link.
I can't type, so I'm hooking it up.
Gotcha.
Bam.
Hey. Yeah, so that's the YouTube. Like I know I've got a bunch of hip hop, but I've been making that transition. Trying to add more. I'm adding more. I wanted to get here earlier, but you didn't feel like it. I had a video that one of the guys had gave me. I wanted to see if we can react to it. Would have been fun.
Us react to.
Yeah, likely, but it was more. But anyway, yeah, subscribe if you want. I've got some plans. I got some plans. And whatnot. So
He's trying to be more serious.
I'm not trying. Yeah, well, no, I guess I've always been a serious person.
There you go. So that's how you do it.
I'm trying to be more not serious. I'm trying to be more what's the word? My content. I wanted a more wide range. No, I want to be able to have a wide range and not just I don't want to get rid of my desires and what I like Eminem and music, but still I don't want to be in camp with that. I want to be able to do everything on that one channel. This is me. My teaching, my It's Elementary, my Goofy, this is a channel of me, like it or stay it. So, but I've got It's Elementary over here, that over there. No, this is here. So that's.
I didn't understand why you've got 5 different channels.
I've got 5 different channels.
That's why I don't. I mean, you can see like when I do my YouTube gaming, it's on Libertarian Day. This is me, so,
even my game. This
you
is
know,
me.
Libertarian Day is
gaming Apex, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna be able to.
my Libertarian Dave is just me. So I mean, it's not necessarily going to be all politics all the time, but just
Right.
with the election here, it's pretty heavily politics.
That's what I need to get to. I don't know.
But it's just anything that's like Libertarian related.
Justin audience and getting the audience to know that, hey, yeah, so one
Yep.
day it can be this and that day it can be this, like we know what to expect. So that's the goal. That's the life. And I do enjoy. You gotta get your Vegas, man. Stuff back. You don't have no desire to get your Vegas, do you?
Get Vegas back.
Get your Vegas, get your power. Yeah, get.
Everything back. When I get my new laptop should be here in a couple weeks.
When you upgrading your phone, man?
What? That's
You not upgrading your phone?
whenever Lou gets another free one from work.
Right.
He doesn't like the Portland mayor.
If
does
you
he?
get your stimulus, you gonna upgrade it? Is that the? Can we say that? We're going to the store together and both because I need a new phone too.
This is scary.
To the mayor, I say, whenever you're ready, let us know. We solve your problem. Violence. Yeah, with strength. That's what he's like. He's not messing around with it.
200.
Yeah, U.S. troops in the American soil.
Yeah. Look at that. He says strict enforce the law. He ain't messing around, dude.
Yep.
Yeah. That's interesting. That's a good one.
Do you think we're doing any good? Us? I mean, do you think we're promoting liberty?
What's wrong?
Do you think we're changing the world through our YouTube and Facebook and Twitter stuff? One mind at a time, I guess.
All right, time will tell.
One heart and one mind at a time.
That's right. And for some of your good ones that you get on there, you got some. You have encouraged libertarianism on quite a few people. I've been
Yeah,
seeing in your comments and
at least
whatnot.
they've gotten them interested.
Got them
Just like I said, I started this channel. If it changed one person's heart towards libertarianism, I think I should.
Yeah, and you stick with that.
Hopefully they get involved.
And that's the thing. You're like the video, and that was my thing. Like what I told you. Well, I didn't really speak to you. I know that I didn't want you to. I guess what I was trying to say is I didn't want you to think of this like fairy tale. Like if I do this video, then if I do this type of video, then I'm going to get this type of people, and people are going to think this way. But that's the nature. I mean, that's the nature of YouTube, and all that we can do as content creators is put out the videos and put out the stuff. And, we stay true to, at the end, we still stay true to the mission and ours. And different people are going to come. Catholics, like even on Dvolvy, Catholics, satanics, people like hip hop, people like country, people that all types of people. Yeah, I get all types of people that come through the Evolve, and the general consensus.
Satanic Catholic country music listeners, though.
And the general public, they know that my channel has been, it's Eminem related and what I do. So those that like it, although I got them, they stay. Those that don't, they'll end up leaving. But I got a few from it. So I was saying that, man, it's okay. It's okay to get that wide range that are, I guess, that different, because you're not gonna have everyone. The majority of people that come through there, because libertarian, there's not as much. The majority, the massive majority of people that come through your channel is gonna be coming through for reasons not related to liberty, because that's not what we have had, and that's not. And this is libertarian, believe it or not, is something new to people.
I see what you're saying.
So you got to be okay with the different audience, and just got to stay. And those that want to stay, I was just saying it's okay with those type of videos, because that's the type of people that's gonna go. So yeah, your channel helped me a lot when I was looking into liberty. Look at Chris. Look at that.
Appreciate it, man. How long have you been here? Because this is I don't recall seeing your name up before.
No, I haven't seen it, Chris. And he's not.
I was wondering how the canceled by COVID thing got.
Dude, that's gonna do good. Trust me.
It's gonna
do
it
so.
out too.
That's gonna. I'm gonna tweet it out.
6. I gotta look at it in the studios.
I know for sure it's gonna do good. As soon as I put it up, I need to share. You'll see.
You seem pretty well versed on libertarianism there, Chris.
Yeah, you seem to be getting it down. I'm gonna like this. I think people are gonna like this.
3 months, huh? Okay.
So, yeah, that's that.
Let's see. You know what? Let's see.
Mm-hmm. It went well.
That was good. You did a good editing job on that one.
It came out good.
Canceled by COVID. We ain't got a dislike yet, man.
No, it came out so well. Better than I thought. It's gonna do good once again. Once again in circulation. I think we got it.
You know, the other thing I haven't been doing is tags either.
Oh, you saw with the tags, man. Get them back, dude.
Well, they don't default for some reason. I have them defaulted to have all the typical ones, but they're not defaulted. Oh no, they did default. Never mind.
Oh.
It did work. Oh, I think I know why.
Because when you do it from the PC, they always get there. But when you do it from the phone,
that was the default thumbnail too. I didn't do the thumbnail for it, so that's just what came up. I was like, that's just weird, but I'm okay with that. Just
go with it.
Yeah, that's fine with it. Oh, maybe it'll
Did
do
a really good job with it, Trump.
We didn't go eat dinner.
Yeah, you did good with it. Great work there.
Hang in there, Chris.
Yeah, hang in there.
Get involved locally. If you email me, let me put my email on here. What's on your ballot and
Felt the
stuff?
same way.
I can help you out. I can help you out with what's on your ballot and
I
stuff
didn't-
like that if you're interested in some libertarian.
And that's what I was saying. What Chris just said there,
Ideals.
that's what I was just saying. Most people don't even know that they are libertarians. Like he's like, I didn't know there was a party that felt the way that I felt. Putting a name to it.
Yep. Especially if you're in the military. That's, you don't realize that there is one party that still represents. There you go. That's my email. Yeah, it's true. I didn't realize it either. Most most people, but most people get all motivated by, most liberty-minded people will get all motivated by Republicans because they campaign as libertarians. They're always talking about liberty and freedom and stuff like, gee, liberty, freedom.
Right?
That's what they always tout, from the campaign stage. But then when they actually get in office, they govern like Democrats. You know what I mean? Then it's just more power and more spending and more taxing and more wars and more restrictions. It's just the same old stuff. You know what I mean? And then people are like, well, what makes you think libertarians won't be the same way? And I'm like, give us a chance. The thing that gets me about Libertarian Party is the Libertarian Party is on principle. Our principles are small government and individual liberty. What are the Republican principles and the Democratic Party principles? What are their principles?
Good question. Whatever might get votes.
That's right. Whatever might get them votes.
That's at the time.
That's it. So yeah, if you got any questions, shoot me an email. You can also comment on any of the videos. And we'll address them. And we're gonna get going. Get some dinner.
I say, as always, there, guys. KIP, keep it positive. Love evolve. This was fun. This was good. We hope you found out the answer to the question. Who would probably be the biggest threat?
That's a good question. We didn't.
We
know it's not Joe.
We know it's not Joe.
We know we don't know. We know it's not Joe Jorgensen.
Okay.
With the choice comes between who's the biggest threat to liberty, Joe Biden or
I know.
Or
after going through all those three, I say Joe.
Biden.
Joe Biden.
You think Biden is?
I didn't experience Trump.
I think Biden's puppet masters probably are the biggest threat to liberty, followed closely behind Trump. Though, with Trump's push for authoritarian power, dictatorship, his ease of use of the military in our own soil. I mean, like, hey, just let us know when, and we'll send the Marines to Portland. But anyways, I'm not going to say it.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I haven't had one of these in 8 months, people. I don't drink soda, but I treated myself, which is not a treat. 8 months. 8 months since
I'm gonna treat myself with some poison.
8 months though since I had a soda, and I just
Yeah, I haven't had any poison in quite a few years, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and just still not take any poison.
You're not gonna treat yourself.
I'm gonna treat myself with some poison. Anyways, y'all, KIP, keep it positive.
We'll see you guys. That was fun.
Love your neighbor. Be free. Love liberty. Constantly oppose the use of force, and we will see you all next time.
I'm gonna keep this here until it ends. People got